everyone, welcome back to the show. Mark, I've been seeing times much chatter about this Alexa Plus thing. What's it all about?
Oh, hey, Jenny. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Think of Alexa Plus as, Alexa's smarter, more capable cousin. It's not just a new Echo device, it's like a whole software and AI upgrade for your smart home experience.
Okay, smarter cousin. I like that. But what makes it times smarter? Is it just, faster at turning on my lights?
It's way beyond just speed, Jenny. The core of it is generative AI. Regular Alexa is good at, following direct orders. Alexa, play the Beatles. But Alexa Plus can, time infer times what you mean, even if you're not super specific.
Generative AI sounds complex. Can you break that down for those of us who aren't, tech geniuses?
Haha, sure. So generative means it can create new stuff, not just follow a list of rules. For example, instead of just playing a song you ask for, it might create a whole playlist based on the vibes you describe. Or, instead of just dimming the lights, it might adjust them based on the time of day and what you're watching on TV.
Okay, I think I'm getting it. So it's more proactive? It, tries to figure out what you want times before time you ask?
Exactly. It's like having a really intuitive assistant who anticipates your needs. I read about this one example where someone said, Alexa, I'm feeling down. And Alexa Plus, instead of just saying, I'm sorry to hear that, offered to play uplifting music, suggested some guided meditations, and even offered to connect them with a friend.
Whoa, that's kind of next level, and maybe a asterisk tiny times bit intrusive. How does it even know what to suggest?
That's where the agentic part comes in. It's not just listening, it's making connections. It can access your calendar, your past orders, maybe even your text messages, all to anticipate what you might need. And it integrates with other apps too. Think OpenTable for dinner reservations, or Uber for a ride home.
Okay, that sounds like a asterisk ton times of data being pulled together. Are we just giving Amazon even more times access to our lives?
That's the big question, isn't it? And definitely a valid concern. Amazon emphasizes their encryption and that users have control over privacy settings. But yeah, it's a lot of trust to place in one company. Many people are concerned about potential data breaches, Siri.
Yeah, I can practically hear our listeners now thinking, is this convenience worth the potential privacy risk? I mean, it sounds amazing, but
it's a real trade-off. And it's not exactly budget-friendly. It's $19.99 a month, but times it's included with an Amazon Prime subscription.
Ah, the classic Amazon tactic. Get you hooked on Prime, then add more goodies to keep you subscribed.
Smart though. It incentivizes people to sign up or stay with Prime. And right now, it seems to work best with the Echo Show devices, so that's another thing to consider.
So what's the early word? Are people actually using times this, or is it mostly just tech hype?
It's a bit of a mixed bag, from what I've gathered. Some people are praising the smart home integration. Think, Alexa, I'm leaving, and it locks up, turns things off, sets the alarm, the whole 9 yards.
Okay, that does sound pretty tempting. I'm imagining never having to double check if I lock the door again.
But there are also reports of some hiccups. Sometimes it misunderstands requests, or the automation doesn't quite work as planned. It's still relatively new though. They're constantly pushing updates to the AI, so it's likely to improve over time.
How does this stack up against, say, Google Assistant or Siri? Are they all jumping on this bandwagon?
Good question. Google Assistant is probably the closest in terms of smart home features, but it's not quite as proactive with task automation, at least not yet too. Siri is great within the Apple ecosystem, but it's less focused on this kind of agentic behavior. They each have their strengths, it seems.
So bigger picture. Where do you see this all heading? Is this the future of, times everything?
I think we're moving towards a world where AI assistants are much more woven into our daily lives. Imagine an AI that helps manage your schedule, your fitness, even your finances. It's exciting and a little unsettling at the same time, right?
It definitely is. It makes you wonder about becoming too reliant on technology, Will we lose basic skills? 4.
That's a valid point. There's ongoing debate about how this level of reliance on AI might impact our cognitive abilities and, our ability to just think for ourselves. 3, 4.
And what about people for whom $20 a month is pricey? I mean, for many families, it is. Are they left out?
Another solid point that is being brought up more and more. That price tag isn't doable for everyone, which does kind of limit who gets to experience this. 5.
It'll be interesting to see how it all unfolds. But for now, Alexa Plus sounds like a pretty big step in that direction. Thanks for explaining it all, Mark.
You got it, Jenny. Always happy to dive into this tech stuff.